What is going on, everyone? Welcome back to Snug Wrestling with me. My name is Edgar. I'm the host of the show. And oh man, what a crazy ass fucking day it's been already. The first day of the week. And I'm already having a crazy ass day because of all this shit that's going on in wrestling. And what better person to have on the show to talk about all of this? I have Chris from the Heels4Lyfe wrestling podcast that helped me go over and cover all of the shenanigans that we've been seeing just today. So, Chris, how you doing, man? Thank you for being here
Thank
with us
you so much.
today.
I appreciate it. What's going on, wrestling true believers? It's a great day in Zamunda. So, yes, my name is Chris from #Heels4Lyfe Wrestling Podcast. I am basically I'm here to support my bro Edgar. He wanted me to come on here and talk some wrestling with you guys. I know this is probably my first time. Definitely my first time, but I'm a straight shooter. So if you guys disagree, that's cool. I mean, like I say, I'm not like one of the ones where I'm a moist fan and I believe in this tribalism or whatever. I'm just straightforward with my shit. So all the comments is can be directed to #Heels4Lyfe Wrestling Podcast. These comments are mine and mine only, unscripted, uncensored, uncircumcised, and everything of this sort.
Yes, I like that. No, I like to take pride in that too, man. But I got to be careful sometimes because I get a lot of shit for the comments that I make sometimes too. So I
Oh, we'll
don't
be
hold
best
back.
friends then. That
Don't
will be best
yeah,
friends then.
but
Mhm.
feel free to go crazy, Chris. Don't hold back on me. I don't take anything personal. If we disagree, I can debate and not get all butthurt about it. That's one of the things that, that I can take it, but I
Mhm.
just like I can dish it out, I can take it as well. So
Mhm.
it's going to be a lot of fun because the first topic that, of course, we're going to go over is a very controversial and
Mhm.
very sensitive topic. CM Punk, of course, just did his big interview with Ariel Helwani, broke the internet. CM
Mhm.
Punk broke silence, and he just laid it all out.
Mhm.
Man, Chris, did you get a chance to watch the interview? Yeah,
I
with Ariel
did
Helwani.
not. I did not. I just seen screenshots. I mean, it was everywhere on Facebook. Like I didn't even get a chance to think. And the crazy thing is, while this was going out, there were also emails of uh Janet Grant emails that was coming out. There were more people that came out. Like literally CM Punk has literally dominated the whole entire airwaves. And I think this is what WWE wanted to do. They wanted to use this as a distraction because no one
Oh,
no one has talked about these emails all day today. I just found this out when I was doing a cookout on TikTok today. So I'm like, wow, I didn't see none of these posts about these emails. So I mean that's what yeah,
damn.
I mean that's what WWE does. WWE, if they do not want to if they do not want to talk about something, they will deflect it as much as possible. Now, am I saying that CM Punk's interview was planned? Probably not. Probably so. Probably not. I don't know. But I mean, we're not talking about it. But the thing is, it's like this is a big distraction because we should be talking about WrestleMania and we're not. We're talking about CM Punk and his interview about not only AEW. Probably took majority of the time. I wouldn't be surprised, but I did hear some positive and some negative about
Yeah.
the interview, and I will be watching it tonight.
Yes, you need to, man. That shit was it's about like an hour and a half long, man. I was just watching it right before I got on this live here with you. And
Mm-hmm.
man, I was laughing my ass off throughout this interview, man.
Mm-hmm.
It was like music to my ears, the shit that CM Punk was saying.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just gonna have that thing playing in the background all week. I'll probably put it on my headphones and go to sleep to it tonight, man. It was that good. Not, not to be weird or anything, but like the timing of it, I didn't even think about that. But what you said is very true.
Mm-hmm.
What a coincidence that out of all the days that CM Punk could have gone out and aired all this dirty laundry out there like that,
Mm-hmm.
today was a day that all of this shit came out. And I didn't even catch wind of those emails that you were talking about.
Mm-hmm.
Do we know any information on what those emails were about?
The emails were about there are two new people that were involved with this sex scandal or sex circuits or whatever it is. I have to do more research on it later on. I ain't doing none of this shit. No.
You're not feeling it, not right now.
Not right now. Like I'm
Is
already like I literally have talked about this CM Punk shit for like 2 hours at the cookout. That like I was saying earlier on TikTok, and like I said, like that shit has literally dominated the whole entire airwaves. So everything else is like totally irrelevant, to be really honest with you.
So for those of the people that my viewers, my listeners that don't know what the cookout is, why don't you let them know what that's all about?
So basically, the cookout is basically it's like an I guess if you want to call it an olive branch, or if it's like more so an extension our of our network that we have on YouTube. So the cookout is we talk about everything. We talk about everything from wrestling, pop, sports. Like I think what was that 2 days ago we were talking about um um the super fan cribs that some of my panelists was doing them. They were showing like pictures, titles, fan caves or whatever. Like I said, there is no limit when it comes to the cookout. It's basically like, where we just get together, talk about wrestling, talk about our life, talk about, just
So,
crazy shit that affects us. So yeah.
so not just wrestling, it's just no holds barred, basically. Yeah.
Basically, I mean, it is wrestling talk cookout, but we talk about other shit as well on top of that.
So you guys already covered this CM Punk thing even before this interview thing even came out.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Yep, we already yeah, and I have no problem talking about it again because I still got the same energy. The one thing that y'all gonna understand about me is that my energy does not change for nobody at all. So it's consistent. So it
So
won't be verbatim, but it'll be there.
So where do you stand on what side are you on with all this thing that's going on with CM Punk and AEW? Give us a quick summary of your honest opinions, no filter,
Okay.
just straight shooting.
All right. So we'll go back all the way back to 2021. I was always a big CM Punk fan. When I heard that he was coming back to professional wrestling, more importantly, when he was coming back to AEW, I was shocked. A lot of people didn't want CM Punk to come back for various reasons, which is fine. Um, I actually went to the United Center down in Chicago to actually see him. I'm actually in those pictures. Like I was that black dude with that black t-shirt. That had a murder game or whatever. Like that was me sitting on the front row with the mask on. That was me when he was sitting down or whatever. I was really excited. I said this is going to take AEW to another, to the stratosphere with this, because this is literally I don't care what anyone say, that this is literally the biggest signing that AEW had at the time.
Yeah. So was
Now,
this the show that you're referring to? Sorry for cutting you off. Was
mhm,
this the first appearance that CM Punk made that you were at in person?
yes, sir.
So it was at that Rampage then. Okay, cool, cool. Gotcha.
The
Okay.
first dance,
All
where
right.
he gave out ice cream bars. And
Yes.
I actually have the wrapper in my room. Actually, I still have it as a souvenir. So
Okay, cool.
But yeah, so the more CM Punk, like, he started, he at first he was rusty. He haven't been wrestling for about 7 years. Before that, I mean, he got knocked down twice in like 2 minutes and 15 seconds, but I digress. Um
Mhm.
but I mean, CM Punk wasn't the same CM Punk from like 2012, 13, whatever. And I get that. Um, it's just when the controversy started that's when I started to say, I mean, like, what the fuck is going on? See, a lot of people don't like AEW because AEW is very successful. AEW was not supposed to last this long. And the one thing that I cannot stand about, the wrestling industry, especially with fans, the tribalism is absolutely preposterous. It's
Mm-hmm.
atrocious. And I try to be as biased as possible as a journalist, as a fan. I try to be, because I watch WWE, I watch AEW, I watch New Japan, I watch anything that's wrestling related. I'm there. I'm also a big indie wrestling fan. I love it. I just love wrestling. That's just me. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And I have no problem defending professional wrestling. I have no problem with that. But going back to the whole situation with CM Punk, so I think what did it for me was the media scrum at
Uh,
AW
all
2022.
out or something.
All,
All out.
all, all out, yeah, not all
Uh,
in, but all out. That's what
yes.
really did it for me. That was really the turning point because I was a heavy CM Punk fan, heavy, 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 heavy. I think what's really disrespectful is that you literally was stuffing biscuits, tarts, bags of dicks in your mouth, and you were sitting here and airing out your grievances like you were an old ass fucking man. I mean, he is. I mean, he's like, at that time, he was like, what, 43, 44 or whatever. But there's a time to be professional and to be
Mm-hmm.
trash and to be um just you. But Phil is outspoken. I totally get it. I'm
Mm-hmm.
outspoken too. As you can see on my videos, I'm very outspoken. But the problem is that you were world champion and you sat here and talked about somebody's business for 20 fucking minutes. And then on top of that, you aired out the EVPs. Okay, cool.
Mm-hmm.
But the problem is, it's like people say, oh, well, he did pull him aside. I said, okay, I don't see that. I mean, I can't go by his word. I can't say that, well, yeah, he did. I don't work at the fucking company. I
Mm-hmm.
don't work backstage, so I don't know. I have to take your word for it. But my whole thing is this doesn't come from a man that pulls somebody aside. Because if you did, we wouldn't have been that wouldn't have been the case. Like
Mm-hmm.
literally, you literally overshadowed the pay-per-view. If we go back and we actually, like, if somebody asks me, hey Chris, what happened at all out in 2020 or 2022, I couldn't even tell you. No
No,
lie.
but you remember what happened at that media scrum?
And hell yeah, that's my exact point. You know what I'm saying? As a matter of fact, MJF came back to that same pay-per-view. And no one gave a fuck at the end
Nah.
of the day. So that's why I just, that from then from there, I really, it really, he really shitted in my Cheerios. He really did.
Mm,
You know what I'm saying? And then the whole rumors, the whole
yeah.
speculations, the IWC being toxic, and all of that leading up to him coming back. So now he gets his own show. Now he can dictate who he can have, who he don't, or who he can have, who he don't want to have. And
Mm-hmm.
it was just a big mess. Tony Khan, they say that he wants to be everybody's friend and he wants to be the boss. You can't be both. I
Mm-hmm.
mean, if you can balance that shit out, it should be cool. But
Mm-hmm.
this man was super moist for CM Punk. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
it's as clear as day. He was very moist for CM Punk. So it was a lot of things that CM Punk got away with that he shouldn't have got away with. And
Yeah.
we was also talking about this on the cookout as well, that there needs to be structure in AEW. And I totally agree with that. They got a
Yeah.
little bit better, but they still got a long way to go. But with the whole CM Punk situation, it's like things got worse and worse and worse and worse and worse. Everybody called him the needle mover. I'm
Mm-hmm.
sorry, but when I look at them ratings, my nigga, you didn't move shit. I mean, they were still, I mean, they were still at 600, probably even lower
Well,
than that.
well, well, well. Hold on though. Hold on though. When CM Punk, they gave him that show, that Collision show. he was doing a lot better ratings for Collision when he was there, but then when he left, then Collision just went downhill.
Totally disagree with that because number one, them ratings was still the same when he was there and when he left. I don't want to hear that bullshit because like number one, that like I said, you cannot sit up here and tell me that this man is a needle mover and yet them he didn't move the needle. Period. He didn't even move the needle on Dynamite. They probably got to like 1 million, probably like maybe once, maybe twice or whatever. But once again, there is a big issue when it comes to structure. And that is what WWE, that is what AEW really need to address. Now, with CM Punk coming back to WWE, all of that was a petty move because guess what? He wasn't going to go to no motherfucking TNA. He wasn't going to go there. He wasn't going to go to a basement. He damn sure wasn't going to go to NWA. He wasn't going to go there either.
No.
So that's what I said. He went back home, the same place that fired him on his wedding night, the same place that said that almost killed him. That's why I said, like, before people get moist about that goddamn interview, I want people to understand that this man has a fucking track record that's sketchy at best. So that's why I said when he and then the person that he was talking to got a bunch of bag of dicks in his mouth. Hit 90 or Hell 90 or whatever. That motherfucker I cannot stand.
Ariel Helwani.
Yes, Hell 90 or whatever. I cannot stand Ariel. I can't because this man, if you do not answer all of his questions, this man will talk about you like a fucking dog, like he did Tony Khan. And that's why I said, bro, when it comes to journalism, I'm sorry, but you suck at it. You suck. Because if it was me, nigga, I would have to fuck you up in the streets. Half the shit that he said to Tony Khan after that interview that he had with Tony Khan, I said, no, I won't let you get away with that shit. But once again, he's a moist WWE fan, and that's about it. But right now, my stance is I think CM Punk is trash. Whether I look at the interview or not, and I'm just being real with y'all, like, whether I see the interview or not, my stance is still going to be the same because at the same time, you were given the royal carpet. You were getting the trimmings, you was getting the grapes, and you were treated like a king. And what you decided to do was you decide to use fucking AEW, use the fuck out of it, and you just basically said, hey, I'm looking at Tony Khan and yeah, he's a fucking mark. So what I can do is I can use the hell out of him, do whatever the hell I want to. Because like I said, if that man was actually genuine towards Tony Khan, then he wouldn't have did what he did at that media scrum. And that's always going to stand out to me. And that's why I don't care for his ass.
Yeah, that's one of the things that was talked about during that interview. That CM Punk actually said, if I can go back in time, he's like, I wouldn't even done that fucking media scrum. He's like, I wouldn't even have done it. That shit was stupid in the first place. It's stupid that they even do it. But for some reason, he thought it'd be a good idea.
Wait, he said that. Not to cut you off, but you said that it's stupid that they do media scrums.
Yeah. He said CM Punk is not a fan of the media scrums in pro wrestling. At least in that interview. Yeah, he said that.
Why is he? That's weird. What? Because they used to have media scrums back in the day. So what changed? What's wrong?
They didn't really go much into detail. He was just like, "Oh, it's pro wrestling," and from what I remember from the interview, I got through most of it, and he was just like, "The only reason I did that media scrum was it was like my first time back," and he's like, "But I probably shouldn't have done it." But man, if you get the chance to listen to that, there's a lot of stuff on there that's just gonna make you say like, man, what the fuck? Like, it's some crazy shit that was said in that interview. So don't sleep on that interview, Chris. I'm telling you, man.
I'll watch it. I'll watch it because matter of fact, I have another show on TikTok called Wrestling Debates and Catering with my boy Joe from the Hot Take Wrestling Podcast. Yeah, I do a lot of projects on TikTok. So let me kind of tell you what we do. It's basically me versus Joe, and then we have a whole panel First, we start with two guests, and then we just open up to the whole entire panel. So we actually that one has actually more structure versus the cookout. Cookouts is like no host bar. But the wrestling debates and catering, what we do is that we basically talk and see like, okay, what's the main three that we're going to talk about. Matter of fact, my co-host Stormy, he's actually one of the biggest features on our show. He actually sent me a list of what we're going to be talking about. He did this shit at like fucking 7 o'clock in the morning. I was like, bro, like, why the fuck you sending me this shit? He's like, man, I want us to talk about this shit. Now he right after now, what we're going to talk about tomorrow night is basically a continuance from what we were talking about on hashtag Heels4Lyfe Wrestling Podcast, where we were very sassy. It was spicy last night. A lot of people did like the podcast last night, but that's the reason why we're going to have this continuous, because we was talking about Charlotte being overrated. We was talking about Jade. We was talking about a whole mess of shit. So yeah.
Right on. Yeah, dude. I mean, I'm pretty sure you guys are probably going to end up talking about this CM Punk interview too, Mac, because you guys talked about it a few days ago, right? But with all of this shit that just came out, which, by the way, the timing of this, and I thought it was really interesting that you said this, like, why now? Like, we should be talking about WrestleMania.
Exactly.
And I don't know, do you think this is a way to try to get more attention onto WrestleMania?
Well, see, here's the thing, bro. Is that number one, AEW is not part of WrestleMania. So why the fuck are you talking about another company? That's my whole thing. It's like, this is a distraction. This is how I look at it. It's nothing more than a distraction. Maybe for WWE trying to cover something, but once again, it's really bad timing. You don't talk about another company on the biggest week of the company. This is WrestleMania. This is not CM Punk's like menopause therapy sessions. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you still feel that raw about AEW, the same place that brought you back into wrestling, by the way, maybe you should seek a psychiatrist, or maybe you should get more pussy from AJ Lee. Maybe I mean, I don't know, but it's just like, my whole thing is like, I just find it very inappropriate. I would say that very inappropriate that you took this time on April Fool's, and yes, he is definitely a fool for that, to literally talk about his ex, but then yet went back to the same ex that fucking like treated you like shit. But I digress. We're not going to talk about that right now. But yeah, Phil's going to be Phil, and I don't know. I'm thinking you're going to probably ask me this. Is Phil going to get some backlash from WWE for this shit? Not at all. Not at all.
I don't think they would. I mean, because there's more structure in WWE. I don't think CM Punk just went out there without telling anyone. I'm pretty sure WWE was like, "Oh yeah, go for it." I don't, like, I'm pretty sure it's definitely something that CM Punk needs to get approved. Like, even if you are CM Punk, even if you are fucking the biggest fucking star, in wrestling, you still got to get, certain shit you got to get approved, But I want to read this. But first, I'm going to read this quote from you from this interview, because I still, not now that you're getting all fired up, I want to get your thoughts about these. I got a couple quotes here, but first, and just to play devil's advocate here, and just to be like, in all fairness, this story with AEW and CM Punk, it's a story that a lot of fans still want to know what happened, but we'll never be able to know what happened because there's NDAs in place that we've all heard about, and multiple people have confirmed that there's NDAs. So we finally got some behind the curtain information from CM Punk about what happened. Now, is it really bad on Ariel Helwani or CM Punk to give the fans what they want to know? You still think it's like, no, this interview should not have been done. It shouldn't happen. No one needs to know this.
Um, so I'm gonna reverse the question back to you.
Mhm.
Okay, you got the information. So what are you gonna do with it? Are you going to be fucking toxic? Are you going to go to Tony Khan with some of these moist WWE drones decide to do and go and harass Tony? There was a
Mhm.
player that died, I think in Jacksonville. He was on the Jacksonville Jaguars, I believe. And in the middle of his morning, someone under his post said, you're trash and you're this, you're that, blah, blah, blah. My whole thing is, and this is just with all due respect, we know too much. We think we are the bookers. We think that we're entitled to getting autographs at inappropriate hours. I don't think we need it. What the fuck am I gonna do with that information other than talk about it? It's not suiting my interest. It's not suiting yours. Are you getting paid for finding out this information? No. What they're basically doing is you're feeding to the toxicity. That's what they're doing. Because now we're going to
Mm.
be at the point where I'm gonna fuck you up on sight. Because a lot of these fans out here are disrespectful
Mhm.
disrespectful as fuck, and you gonna say the wrong fucking shit. Because some of these fans out here are not playing with a full deck. I'm trying to tell you.
Yeah.
There's nothing upstairs at all. You gonna say something and you gonna get your ass whooped. There's a lot of them that's out here that are keyboard warriors. But like I
Mhm.
said, you gotta say something to me and I recognize your face. I'm telling you, my the way I recognize people, I am, baby. I
You're
am
like, I remember. I
right.
remember faces.
Listen, I am third party verification. I say I might not know your name, but I see your ugly ass face. And if I see you in the fucking mall, I'm gonna walk up to you. I say, "Ain't you that bitch ass nigga that sat up here and was talking shit about me?" That's man. I'm because the reason why I say this because something like that happened when I went to a convention down in Chicago. This one cat, I think I forgot dude name. I know his last name is Washington. He's like a celebrity now, whatever. He's a comedian, but he was also a wrestler. I forgot what dude name is. He was talking
Mm.
shit about back then. This was like a couple years ago. He was talking shit about me, talk about, oh, you don't even have viewers. When people view you, there's only 5 people watching, whatever, and blah, blah, blah. So we was going back and forth and shit. You know what I'm saying? Then he seen me at this convention, like a mile away, like almost like not even a mile away. It was like probably like, within like eye length or whatever, you know what I'm saying? Eyesight.
Yeah.
I seen him and he seen me, and his face just
Oh shit.
dropped. So he had his cameraman, real true story. He had his cameraman and walking with him or whatever. They were doing a documentary. I said, "Hey, bro, can I holler at you for a minute?" He said, "Yeah, sure." And
Did
I
he
said,
know who you were
"Yes,
back
he
like
did.
at this point?
He
He
knew
knew?
who.
Yeah,
Yes,
yeah.
that's why
Yeah,
his
okay.
face was like that.
Oh yeah, yeah,
It's like
yeah.
he was getting ready to piss in his pants, and guess what? See, here's the twist. I am fat than a motherfucker. This man is more built than me. And
Okay.
this man is looking at me like, man, this man about to whoop my ass, but I did a reversal. I said, number one, I didn't appreciate you disrespecting me and the work that I do. I said, I'm an up and coming wrestling podcaster. And at that
Mhm.
time, I didn't have like a big following like I do now. And I
Right.
told him, I was like, you know what I'm saying? I'm an African American that's trying to make it in this business, in this podcasting business that like I've been doing for like almost like 12 years now. And like for somebody like another brother trying to shoot down another brother because your ass like feels some type of way, whatever, it does not give you the right to do that shit to me. I say I
Mhm.
wouldn't do that shit to you, so why the fuck did you do that shit to me? And he sat there apologizing, saying I'm sorry, and blah blah blah. And we took a picture together. I threw it, you know what I'm saying? Like, I just like shit. Like,
I
I didn't give
love
a fuck.
it.
I mean, listen, I got so much satisfaction out of that because I said I made this bitch ass nigga apologize to me, and I got a picture, and I said this is a whole ass nigga that was talking shit about me.
Oh man, I love it, man. I love those full circle moment stories,
Indeed,
man. You know.
indeed.
All right, man. Well, we're gonna get back to the drama here. Keep keep,
Yes.
keep this drama train going.
Mhm.
I got this quote here for you from CM Punk's interview. Like,
Okay.
and don't hold back. I
Okay.
know, I know you've been holding back a little bit on me on this interview.
I don't know what
I
you're
know you
talking
can.
about.
No, no, I'm kidding. All right, so we go. So this is the story that happened. This is CM Punk's side of the story.
Mhm.
Jack came back from his match. I was the next match. I'm sitting there and I walk up to him and I'm just like, "Why do you insist on doing this dumb internet shit on TV?" Punk said. And he's just like, "Well, if you got a problem with it, then do something about it." And I was just like, "Come on, man. I would fucking kill you. What are we doing?" I thought I was doing the responsible thing. I didn't punch anybody. I just choked somebody a little bit.
Interesting. It's really funny that he does is that he said that because he couldn't even choke out somebody and he got choked out in like 2 minutes.
Yeah, and I didn't watch like his stuff at UFC.
I did.
I didn't watch any of his matches. But the thing that I thought was really funny about this was like I thought I was doing the responsible thing. I didn't punch anyone. I just choked someone out. Like
So
how is
basically what you're saying to me is that you can't restrain yourself. That's
right?
what you're
That's what
saying.
I got.
You want to be the bully that you always wanted. You were picked on, man, because I seen the documentary of CM Punk. They said that this man was a fucking weirdo. They even called him like borderline, probably a pedo or whatever. I mean, don't quote me, but I'm just basically I'm
Yeah.
being funny right now. But my whole thing is that CM Punk wants to be in an environment where he wants to be the bully at the end of the day. You know what I'm saying?
And
Uh,
it very did much sound like it. I'm
mhm,
still like a big CM Punk fan, even with all the stuff that happened in AEW.
mhm,
I'm a big CM Punk supporter, and he's in WWE, and which I'm happy about that as well.
mhm,
But listening to that interview, listening to some of the things he was saying, like I'm not like, oh, I'm gonna defend everything CM Punk. No, I'm gonna defend what looks right to me and what looks wrong to me.
mhm,
There's some things that from where I'm standing, a lot of things didn't sit right with me from the AEW side. But when I hear CM Punk say
mhm.
things like that, I was doing the responsible thing. I just choked someone out a little bit. I'm like, bro, are you listening to what you're saying right now? Like I'm sitting here trying to help you out, but when you say shit like that, it's like that's not that's not really a responsible man, a 40 something year old man should be saying.
Now,
Like, yeah,
here's the gag. So, from my understanding, because my secretary she said this shit to me, and she wanted me to do my homework on this interview. I told her, I say, listen, after I'm done with this goddamn interview, I'm eating my pizza and I'm taking my fat ass to bed. That's what's gonna happen. But this is what she said. Apparently, CM Punk had two contracts. He had a consultation contract, and then he had his main contract.
okay.
So this man was he was a consultant, if you will. And when um when Jack was using the glass, I guess um I think Tony Schiavone and someone else, I forgot who was the other person, they said that CM Punk he can go ahead and handle that. And I guess Jack Perry didn't like that shit, and that's why he was like, being resistant or whatever, saying like, hey, I mean, I could do whatever the fuck I want or whatever. Maybe this is a generational thing because I know, you know, in this generation, the generation now does not want to listen to the older generation. I think that's the biggest issue in professional wrestling. Not just in professional wrestling, but I'm talking about period. You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? Because a lot of folks feel that old folks are inferior, but we went through the ringer. We went through some of the shit that you're going through right now. We
Mhm.
just and I think CM Punk had good intentions. I think
Mhm.
he didn't want him to hurt himself. I mean, we're talking about real glass. It can really injure yourself. If you use something that's going to like kind of lessen the blow, I mean, I think that's what he was trying to do in this situation. But I think Jack Perry, and we still haven't heard his side yet. But he's more so being used as the scapegoat, like he using for his gimmick in New
Japan.
Japan, which is unfortunate because I would love to hear his side.
Yeah, well, hopefully, I mean, this interview that we got today, it goes to show that we can get Jack's side anytime soon now. I
Very much
wonder,
so.
it's going to be interesting to see what if AEW has a reaction to that, because a lot of shit was said. Even that part of the story that you were talking about Jack Perry, that was also touched on a little bit. Apparently, and when you get the chance, you'll probably listen to the interview, but
More
I'm gonna
like,
give you just the short version. It was Tony Schiavone who went to Punk, and this is according to Punk from this interview, that said, "Hey, Jack Perry is going off on everyone. He cussed me out. He cussed this guy out. This person. He's cussing everyone out. The doctor, because he wants to do this glass spot." So Tony Schiavone was like, "Punk, I need you to go. I need your help. I need you to go over there and handle that." And Punk was like, "I really don't want to." And Tony Schiavone was like, "Well, yeah, come on, I need you to go." So that's basically how that shit got started. Um, but again, we'll hear what Jack's side of the story is. I got one more quote here for you from this interview. Um, their business. This is CM Punk talking about AEW, and I know that a lot of people are going to be upset. It's not a real business, Punk said. It's not about selling tickets. It's not about drawing money. It's not about making money. It's just not. I don't know. I think just having good matches, maybe, and there's nothing wrong with that. Thoughts on that?
CM Punk is full of shit. If he really did feel that way, well, why in the fuck would you join AEW? That's my whole thing. There's a lot of things that Phil says, and he doesn't realize that the man just said this shit. So you mean to tell me that it's about having good matches? Isn't that what we're trying to do? Not only the storyline, but I'm just saying, like, what are we talking about here? Like,
Yeah.
are we trying to have a bad match? Are we trying to have one of your matches? I mean, nobody told you to fly off of a ramp and to the crowd and for you to break your ankle. No one told you to do no shit like that. So I mean, Phil is really, see, if it was me, I would say, what do you mean by that? Like, so aren't you trying to have the best match on the card? Are you trying to have a mediocre match? I mean, like, what are you
Mhm.
trying to do? And for him to say that this is not a real business, if this is not a real business, if this is like fucking Walmart, you know what I'm saying? If you comparing, like, comparing stores, like, I rather go to Target. Well, he can't go to Target because Target fired him. But then yeah, over here, which is doing or Walmart is doing the same thing as Target, but over here it's just, I'm here because I just want the bag. And I think that's what CM Punk issue is. It's like he didn't really want to go to AEW but he's seen that it was hot as fuck. So he was just like, okay, let me go check him out over here. Let me see how much I can, like, suck the blood out of them or whatever. Because that's exactly what CM Punk did at the end of the day. He really didn't have any intentions on going back, but the reason why he in WWE right now was a slap in the face to AEW. And for him to say that this is not a real company, I think he's full of shit for saying that shit.
Yeah, he said that and so much more, man. This shit, I'm telling you, man. Don't miss out on that interview, man. I'm gonna be listening to that. I'm probably gonna go back and finish that after this, just to get
More than
before Monday Night Raw.
more than likely, I'm going to go back and I'm gonna listen to it because, like I said, once again, my secretary, she want me to do my research because I know we're gonna be talking about this tomorrow night.
Yeah,
This was really a big topic. I didn't expect it to be a big topic in the cookout today. But he probably said a lot of good shit. But once again, my attitude is not going to change for CM Punk. I can't stand the motherfucker. I think he's a diva. That has a clitoris. That's exactly how in the fuck I feel. I just feel that this man needs to start acting his age instead of his shoe size, but I digress. And then fans need to stop being so fucking moist and shit because once again, just because he is your favorite wrestler does not mean that he's quoting, scriptures from the Bible. Everything is not gospel from a wrestler that you like, because guess what? When he was in WWE, everybody believed everything that CM Punk said. That's until he did that interview with what's the name? I forgot dude name. What's his name? Colt Cabana. Yeah. As
Yeah.
soon as he did that interview, motherfuckers stopped liking CM Punk. They were just like, CM Punk is a pussy, blah blah blah. Then when he went to USC, they really talked shit about him. They was like, how the fuck you know Taekwondo and you got choked out in like 2 minutes? And I'm like, listen.
Oh man, such
Bro.
good shit, man. We literally just went like 40 minutes talking about CM Punk. I didn't even barely get to any of the other topics I wanted
We
to
got
ask you
time. We got
about.
time, bro. We got time.
So you haven't had the chance to watch that interview yet, but did you get the chance to see the Bray Wyatt documentary?
I
Did you?
did. I
Okay,
did. I did it while I was working. In between
man,
my calls. Woo!
right,
Man,
right,
that
man.
interview was deep. Not interview, I'm sorry, that documentary was deep.
That shit got
Um,
to me, man. It got to
got
me.
to
That
me
shit was
too.
crazy.
It got to me too. Um, I don't know where you want to begin.
I guess let's begin with the ending and let's backtrack from there, because one of the things that I learned from this documentary, I was skeptical. I was not 100% sure that Uncle Howdy was Bo Dallas. I mean, I had a feeling people were talking
Mm-hmm.
about it, but for me, this documentary confirmed it. They showed some backstage clips of Bo Dallas without the mask, and it
It
was
was
him.
that earring gave it away.
Oh, did it?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. See,
That
I didn't even.
earring, yeah, the same earring that he always wears was the same earring that he wore when he was Uncle Howie.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So that right there, that was like, oh shit. And then of course, at the end of the documentary, there was that little tease that the final creation of Bray Wyatt might, this is the final creation, and then
Mm-hmm.
it looks like we might be getting Uncle Howdy to come back. Um, what are your thoughts on that? How are you feeling?
Continue the legacy. That's the only thing I could really say. Continue the legacy.
I'm
I'm
just
like,
I'm just
yeah.
afraid that shit's not gonna pick up. It's not gonna live up to the hype because it's not Bray Wyatt. I think it's one of those things like you maybe bring it back for like one night and that's it, just to get closure and then just be done with it.
So the thing is, it's like the same thing could be said about Kane. See, the thing was, Kane was never supposed to work out because everybody loved the Undertaker. And the thing is Kane,
Mm,
for me, I think Kane was a better version of the Undertaker, but just darker. And then Kane went through metamorphosis. You know what I'm saying? Still, like, dude, like Kane was in the business for almost 25 years, and this man was a fucking
yeah,
monster. You know what I'm saying? Until when he got to
yeah.
corporate Kane, that's when I start like, I don't like that. But I think Uncle Howie, right, or Uncle Howard or
How
whatever,
Uncle
Uncle Howard,
Howdy, I believe.
Howdy, yeah, yeah, okay. Um, I think we need to give him a chance. Give him a chance. See like what he can cook. Because guess what? He might be a darker version of Bray Wyatt. Of course, he's not going to have like the promo skills, but Bo Dallas knows how to talk. That's the thing. Both of them know how to talk, but he's not as like deep with it like Bray Wyatt. But I think it could still. I think it could. I think it could work.
He got some legs.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
mean, because like, um, mm, I know the last image of Uncle Howie was falling off of a duplex. I get it.
yeah.
I get it. It wasn't, and he missed. Yeah,
We all
it,
saw it.
yeah, but WWE wanted to make sure that we didn't see anything, but we did see it that Uncle Howie, Wowie jumped off of a platform and missed on LA Knight. But I have faith in him. I do.
Yeah, he was definitely getting over for a while there with his Bo Leaf gimmick before going away. So I mean, he's got stuff to work with now. So I'm definitely rooting for him. Um,
Mhm.
I got a little emo watching that fucking thing. I was trying not to because I was watching it with my wife, and I wasn't trying to cry over some movie in front of my wife. What the fuck are you doing, crying over some wrestler dude you don't even know? But that
Mhm.
shit was deep, man. So you enjoyed this documentary then? It was cool.
I did, but as you probably are aware, what I'm saying, I kind of think a little bit different from other, wrestling fans or whatever.
Hmm.
So here's the thing. Hmm. I think Undertaker was inappropriate for narrating this documentary, even though him and Bray Wyatt was tight. But for me, I just really feel that um if you really did feel that Bray Wyatt was the new face of fear, you should have put him over. You didn't. You
At
sat
their
back
match at WrestleMania, you mean?
31.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you should have put him over. If you would have put him over, I would have had more respect for you. It just seems like when I look at it, like his career, it's like they portrayed him to be a loser, even though he's a former WWE champion. I mean, look at like John Cena. He got beat, or John Cena beat him at WrestleMania 30. Look at Randy Orton. He beat him for the fucking title. I guess. Yeah, he beat him for the title. And I think WrestleMania 37. Yeah,
The
yeah.
pandemic one, wasn't it?
No,
When
it
he
was
got
WrestleMania
burnt.
35. Yeah, it was WrestleMania. Yeah. Wait, because I'm thinking. Wait, was that WrestleMania 35? No. It was
I
one of
couldn't
the
even.
it
Yeah.
was one yeah, it was one of the WrestleManias or whatever. But um I just really feel that WWE just didn't appreciate Bray Wyatt. I think that's what that is. And it's really fucked up that you have to appreciate somebody when they pass away. I could have told you that Bray Wyatt was very special. He was very special. Every time this man picked up a mic, nothing but gold. Nothing but gold. If I can
Hmm.
see that, why the fuck you can't? You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
I mean, they even went as far as releasing him for what was it, like 15 months or something like that, which was like,
Right, right. And the
what
thing
the
is, they
fuck?
said
That's
they
wild.
they said that based on um cuts, budget
Mm-mm.
cuts. Then we find out years later that Vince McMahon was paying off his hoes.
Yeah,
But I
there goes your
digress.
budget cuts right there.
There you go. There you go. So that's
Oh
why. So
man.
that's why I said to myself, I said, you know what, you motherfuckers is full of shit. And yeah, they didn't want him to go to the Hall of Fame because the pain is still raw. I get it. Totally get it. Now that, saying people sat me down and say, hey, Chris, the reason why they're not putting him in the Hall of Fame, because I really want him to go in the Hall of Fame this year. But they still dealing with the grief that this man is gone. It's only been like fucking almost 10 months, 9 months, something like that. So I mean, I get it. The
Hmm.
documentary, I think what I got from this documentary, other than I feel like he was a little bit disrespected, a little bit, just a tad, not too much, but that man is so creative.
Hmm.
That's
And
what
he's
I really got out of that. He's very creative, got so many just ideas. It's just crazy.
yeah, and we got to see a lot of that creativity that he did outside of the ring as
Mm-hmm.
well, which was
Mm-hmm.
really cool. But yeah, it was a great fucking documentary. If anyone hasn't watched it yet, you definitely should check that out. I want to switch gears here a
Sure.
little bit, Chris.
Mm-hmm.
Let's talk about WrestleMania for a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
There's a
Let's do
lot
it.
of rumors. There's a lot of rumors going around of people showing up, people getting removed from the WrestleMania card.
Mm-hmm.
We don't really know what's happening. If you want to see if there's one person that you want to see come back, make a return, or make a debut at WrestleMania, who
Mm-hmm.
would that be? Do you have a name that you can think of off the top of your head?
Nobody. Everybody that I would name went to AEW.
Okay. Give me
One
one
of
name. Give me one name.
Will Ospreay.
Yeah, that would have been dope for sure.
Will Ospreay.
Did you
Mhm.
see that picture that was going around a couple weeks ago that John Cena put up of Kenny Omega?
What type of picture was it?
It was just a picture of Kenny Omega randomly on John Cena's Instagram from
I
like
don't know
Japan.
why. Yeah, I don't know why.
Yeah, no one knows. I mean, that's the thing about John Cena's Instagram is like he just posts random pictures with no captions, no context, and he just lets the people try to guess what it is. My first thought was like, oh shit, this is a tease. Kenny Omega is going to show up at WrestleMania, but we don't know.
No. Yeah, like I mean the thing is that WrestleMania is a brand at
Mhm.
the end of the day. It's a brand. Um it's not as big as it was 25 years ago. It's not, but it still gets people attention. It still get people to hyped up, like even myself. As a matter of fact, I'm going to the event. I'm actually I'm not going to WrestleMania itself, but I am going to participate in some of the festivities. Like I'm doing meet and greets with fans. I'm also doing going to some of these indie shows, also going to a watch party. Bro, I got so much shit going on. like like right now, like I had my podcast yesterday, talking to you, and then got my show tomorrow. Then I got to pack. I still haven't packed
Yeah.
yet. I still haven't packed. I gotta leave Thursday morning at my flight is at 10 o'clock, and then I arrive in Philly at 4 o'clock, and then I'm sightseeing with one of my guys. So
Hmm.
oh, Jesus. But yeah, this road to WrestleMania has just been ugh.
It's been kind of yeah. It's been kind of off for me too, man. Especially just the Rhea Ripley and Becky Lynch, for example.
Mm-hmm.
Becky Lynch was feuding with it. It felt like everyone under the sun except Rhea Ripley.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm just like, when is that going to start? WrestleMania is coming up in a couple of weeks. What the fuck? What's
Mm-hmm.
going on? That's
Mm-hmm.
just one of them. Yeah, man. I mean, the whole WrestleMania is being built around Cody Rhodes and Roman Reigns.
Basically. And that's
You know,
in secrets kept, it's hurting the product. It's been hurting the product for God knows how long. Now, I've always been stressing this. I said that when you have a major star, you need to surround your supporting cast around your major star. Um, WWE has not done that, and that's why
mm,
they're in the problems that they're at now. If you really look at WrestleMania as a whole, from top to bottom, what is the main match you're talking about? You're talking about Cody Rhodes, the Bloodline, and blah blah blah. I
mm,
don't understand why we have to have two people on night one and night two. That makes
mm.
no sense. That makes no sense to me. If you're gonna put out a fucking stipulation, you should have did that shit when they was at the elimination chamber. I said you should have left that spot for Bailey and EO, and that's another story. That's a that's another story that I do not want to get into because EO Sky. Listen, no EO Sherrod. Yeah, listen. You can't be an undisputed champion yet you is like a backup dancer. You can't do that. You can't do that. Like that blows my fucking mind. You are a champion, and yet it's like you're a hanger that is just in the closet, just dangling. That's it. And then
Yeah,
Bailey,
she is very much just hanging out. Hey, like that meme. Like, what are you doing? Nothing.
right? Yep,
Just hanging out.
just here, just here, just have my belt, just shining it up real nice, and I'm gonna turn it sideways, and yeah, you get the rest.
So who you got? Who you got winning that one?
Bailey.
Yeah.
Yeah, because EO, I'm sorry. I love her. She's the genius of the sky, but she's just not a genius of that title. I just hate it.
Nah, man.
Just hate saying that shit. But
Yeah.
Bailey, she needs to get her WrestleMania moment. It's crazy out of the four horsewomen, she haven't got her WrestleMania moment yet.
And you know what? I've heard a few people say that Bailey is probably the best one out of that whole group that came out of that group.
No, that would be Sasha.
No,
That would be Sasha.
really? Oh,
Mm-hmm.
interesting. You do
Mm-hmm.
think very differently than most fans. I'll give you that, Chris.
Very much so. Yeah. I mean, because like I say, I don't follow the train. I just don't. Like, I look at things from a different perspective. I think that Sasha Banks has the better skills. She's the better technician. She's, you know what I'm saying, like, she got the best wigs. I mean, we have seen that before. Um, but
That's important. That's important.
very, very much so, because we don't want you going around bald, you know what I'm saying, and seeing your bald spots or whatever. Like, this is I'm gonna get you, sucker. Remember when that woman was stripping down, like showing her titties and her spicy titties and all? But I digress. We're gonna move on.
Shit. Oh man, good shit, man. Um, dang. So what do you think? Okay? Let's switch gears here now. I want to ask you about AEW because
Mm-hmm.
we've been talking about WWE and WrestleMania.
Sure.
Um, do you think Mercedes Moné is going to be that game changer that AEW needs?
No. No.
Damn, just completely, just straight honesty, huh? Just nope.
No. Because unless she changes my mind in the next upcoming months, I don't see her being a needle mover.
Yeah.
Just like with CM Punk. CM Punk wasn't a needle mover either. I think AEW needs better creative instead of just Tony. Tony is just centralized. He's a centralized like booker. And that is not working out for him in his favor, because you can
Right.
clearly see that in the product. The issue is like, once again, the biggest issue with AEW is that they need structure. The structure is not happening, because, like, number one, I've seen the documentary that this man runs around with like he just got electric shocked or whatever, and he's like he's booking. Shut up. He's booking booking on a fucking piece of paper. Like, that is wild to me. Like, bro, I used to do EFAS, bro. Like, I used to be the performer and I used to be the booker. I used to be both. And doing a storyline like 6 months to a year is a lot of fucking work. Then you got to deal with the talent. You gotta, like, you know what I'm saying, you gotta coach them. Some of them don't know how to do don't know how to do a promo. You gotta teach them how to do this. You gotta teach them how to do video editing. You gotta teach them. Listen, I did a lot. So I'm willing to put my skills to the test. Like, I really want to be a booker, because my mind, like, I'm very creative. Like, I do not only video editing, but I also do promos. I also, like, I have fucking wrestlers asking me, like, Chris, how should I book this? Chris, you know what I'm saying? What's my, can you give me some advice on this, and blah, blah, blah. And what I try to do is like, I know that I'm not a booker, but once again, the way I do it is based on logic and based on what I've seen, or the buildup or whatever that will come to the conclusion that, okay, you should do A, B, C to get to X, Y, and Z. You know what I'm saying? They don't have that in AEW, and they strongly do need that. Just because Mercedes is a big name doesn't mean that she is going to be the answer for your woes. It's still going to be a structure issue at the end of the day. I don't give a damn what anyone says. Because you can
No,
bring
that's
in
true.
fucking Booker T and still have the same issue. You can bring in Roman Reigns, still gonna have the same issue. So it doesn't really
Hmm.
matter of like how many big names they bring in. It's about how you organize your company.
What they do with them.
Mm-hmm.
All
Correct.
right.
Mm-hmm.
Whew, man, good shit, Chris.
Thank
That's
you.
that's some good shit. But one last question. This question I ask all my guests now that we're going into WrestleMania.
Sure.
The big day is this Saturday. You're gonna be out there.
I
You're
am.
gonna be taking advantage of all the festivities going on over there.
Yeah.
I'm kind of jealous, man. Next
Don't
time
be.
I'm gonna have to
Don't
tag
be.
along with you next year or something.
Bro, you can, man. Like they supposed to be in shit. I think they supposed to be in Minnesota. I think.
I did see something about that. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, yeah, they're supposed
Oh
to be in
shit.
Minnesota. This is actually my very first WrestleMania actually going. So this is
Okay.
like my very this is my very first one. I'm 41. I just turned 41 last Monday. Um
Oh well shit. Well, happy belated.
Thank you. I appreciate it. No, bro, don't be jealous, man, because like I said, like where I've been in my life, I could have easily lost and couldn't have gotten back. Like my faith is in the Lord above and the people that have supported me and knowing this is where I wanted to go and this is where I want my podcast to go. This is what I want to do for people. This is how I want to be an inspiration. This is how you work hard. This is like how it is to be like someone that has went through the struggles or whatever, and this is how you get out of it by hard work, preservation, and
Hmm.
dedication. And you know what I'm saying, like that's all I really want to do on TikTok, and you know what I'm saying, for the people that works under me. This is nothing but a blessing for me. Like I can't wait. I just can't wait.
That's dope, man. I'm really happy for you because I did. I try to bring on the guests that I have on my show. Like for example, you just said that you have
Mhm.
a message or a point that you're trying to get across. It's not just about talking about wrestling. Like
Mhm.
I had one of my other guests who he talks about wrestling, but also talks about his issues with dealing with alcoholism and his
I seen that.
recovery.
I seen
The
that clip. Mhm.
Yeah, the one before that, my guest before that, he went through this crazy weight gain loss. He like lost like over 200 pounds. So
Mhm.
those are the type of guests that I like to have on my show. We can talk
Mhm.
about wrestling, have fun, but there's also real life situations that we deal with outside of wrestling. So
Mhm.
I'm glad that
Mhm.
you bring that up. And the fact that your journey is taking you to where it's taking you and
Yeah.
you're making that happen. That's
Mhm.
that's what it's all about.
Exactly. And then and that's and the one thing that I'm going to leave you guys with is this final thought. Like, do not ever let people take away your voice. The only person that's in control of you is you. You dictate what your future is going to bring to you. Um I tell people, I said, it's really all about your truth and the Lord above. That's it. No one can take that away from you. I know that is very toxic, especially in the IWC. But once again, if you feel a certain way, if this is like if you're a WWE fan, if you are an AEW fan, or whatever, I mean, stick to it. Don't let the IWC influence your behavior because you want to because they feel some type of way. Because at the end of the day, they didn't bring you here on this earth. You know what I'm saying? You did. You came out by
Mhm.
yourself. You know what I'm saying? So I just say fuck the masses. You know what I'm saying? Be you. Be greater than what you was yesterday. And that's all I gotta really say.
Hell yeah, Chris. Dope, man. I love it. Awesome some awesome words. I don't know how else to say it. But the final question, just to wrap things
Yes,
up,
sir.
is Cody Rhodes gonna finish the story? Yes or no?
Crybaby Rose. No.
Oh, dang.
If
Whoa,
if
okay.
if he does not finish the story, this will be the biggest flop that WWE has ever done with a bloodline
Mm,
with a storyline like this.
mhm,
Um WWE is really focused on passing Hulk Hogan's record. You want to know
Mm,
when Hulk Hogan record is? September. So
okay.
if Roman do retain, WWE is going to have a problem for the next like 4 to 5 months, because now we're going to be at the point now you literally kicked Cody out of the title picture because he has to win Sunday. He has to win. This is a must win. Um but it's funny because he's in the same scenario when he was in AEW.
Mm-hmm.
I just thought
Yep.
about that shit. So
Yep.
if he
Sure
does
is.
not win this match, he can't get another title shot as long as Roman is champion. So ain't it
Yep.
funny that he's actually repeating the same thing again?
I hate to say it, man, but that's the first thing I thought of when I heard that fucking stipulation. I'm like, what
Mm-hmm.
the hell? We've seen this shit
We've
already.
seen it before.
You know?
Mm-hmm.
Fuck. And as we all know, Cody ended up losing, and he can never be champion. So
Now I
yeah,
will
he
say this. I will say this. If that does play a role, I want to come back on your show. Or I want you. I
mm,
matter of fact, I'm giving you a grand invitation to either come to the cookout, come to the debates and catering, or actually come on my show on Sundays. But I want to see you at least sometime this week because
that's
we're gonna
that's
be
if
talking.
that's if
Go ahead.
Cody doesn't finish the story, then I get to come
Cody.
on.
No, I want you to come on regardless because I
Oh,
like you.
okay.
So
I
yes, I
was
want
like,
you to come
I
on
was like, all right.
regardless.
I was like, I hope he loses now. No.
No, no, I want you to come on regardless because that's gonna be our biggest shows this weekend because I'm gonna be doing interviews with hopefully wrestlers, fans, giving them some insight. This is gonna actually be my first time actually going out to the masses and getting their opinions and all of that. So like I'm very excited about that. But no, I want to talk to you either Saturday or Sunday night if you stay up or whatever, because from my understanding, night one and night two is 6 hours plus.
Oh, dang. I did not know that. Better
Yeah.
strap in then, huh?
Yeah. You
Gonna
better you
get
better get you some coffee and get you some marshmallows. I'm trying to tell
sure. Well, that's good to
you.
know. That is good to know. I'm actually gonna be doing a little watch party at my house. Gonna have some
Mhm.
people over for
Yeah,
Saturday
I am.
one, just night one. I can't do 2 nights in a row. That's too much.
Yeah, so I'm gonna be in Philly night one, but I'm returning back to Milwaukee night two. And me and my friends we were talking about barbecues. What I'm telling you, it's just like nonstop partying. Um,
Hell yeah.
from fucking Thursday all the way to fucking Monday, man. Like it's
Woo.
just I've never been this freaking busy in my life though. But I mean, I'm loving it. I'm just hoping that I don't get
Yeah.
sick.
Oh, yeah. Hopefully not, man.
Right, that
Six
part.
feet. 6 feet. Nah.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
Well, shit, Chris. Yeah, I'll definitely take you up on that.
Mhm.
We'll definitely get together this weekend somehow and schedule something around there.
Okay.
Um, I appreciate you taking the time to come talk to little me. It was fun,
No
and thank you
problem,
for
bro.
bringing that for bringing that energy and let the people know where they can find you.
Yeah, so wrestling fans, you guys can actually find me on every social media platform. You can find us hashtag Heels for Life Wrestling Podcast on all social media platforms. The way it is H is in house, E as in Edward, E is in. I am not gonna spell that because it is way too damn long. But yes, all you have to do is just find Heels for Life, and the instead of the how do we say? Yeah, so it's life is spelled differently. So it's Lyfe. So that's life. So it's Heels for Life. You can find us everywhere, literally. Um,
Yeah.
if you guys want to leave us a comment, subscribe, please subscribe on our YouTube page. Appreciate it. We appreciate you. We'll definitely follow you back. That also goes for TikTok, Twitter. You know where to find us. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, thank you for so much for bringing me on the show. I appreciate it.
Yeah, for sure. Hopefully, this is the first of many.
Oh, for sure. I'll be back.
All righty. Well, that's it for us for today. Thank you guys for listening, and we will talk soon.
Bye, everybody.